Hello subscribers, today we have an interesting review. It will be on the Mattel Ice Age 2 Cretaceous and Pal set that was released in 2005. Wait, what? Mattel made this? Yes, Mattel was already making prehistoric animal toys long before they got the Jurassic Park license. And even before these Ice Age toys, Mattel was making the awesome Disney dinosaur toy line in the year of 2000. Now let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. On the top left, you got the Ice Age 2 title. Then right there, you see Cretaceous' biting feature. Then you see Scrat trying to get his acorn. Bottom left, Mattel, Cretaceous and Pals. Then you see an image of Cretaceous on the ice slider. On the back, you've got the whole set right there. Then a render of the Ice Age movie's main protagonist, Manny the Woolly Mammoth. Then you have all the other sets in this assortment, which I probably won't be getting. I really just wanted Cretaceous and Maelstrom. Though if I could find the other toys in a loose lot for a good price, I'll probably get them. One thing I like to point out is that the renders of Manny and Scrat right here seem to be resemble their appearances in Ice Age more than Ice Age the Meltdown. As you guys know, the detailing in CGI in Ice Age 2 improved since the first film. Here is the entire set out of the packaging. Now let's take a look at the figures from smallest to largest. So first, let's start off with Scrat, the saber-toothed squirrel, who's one of the most well-known characters from the franchises, other than Manny, Sid, and Diego. We all know him. He's the saber-toothed squirrel that usually chasing after his acorn and accidentally causing problems, such as shifting the continents and sending a giant meteor towards Earth. So see, this is a pretty well-sculpted figure, especially for its size. I'd say he's about an inch tall. See, the paint applications are nicely done, as well as the paint job itself, pretty movie accurate. And he's in this weird pose. I don't really know what he's doing. Maybe he's trying to hold something from crushing him. So yeah, he's also a solid rubber piece. So it's good that Mattel is using rubber for their toys. Yeah, not much else to say about this guy, but it looks very nice. So let's move on to the reptiles. Next up, we have Cretaceous Ichthyosaur, which is the wildest ichthyosaur I've ever seen in my life. This looks more like a cross between a gharial and a sailfish. I'll just say right off the bat that this is the most disappointing figure in the set. I'll explain why in a bit. Let's take a look at the detailing, which is decent, I guess, for a figure of this size. I'd say it's about 3.5 inches long. It's pretty accurate to what we've seen in Ice Age the Meltdown. See, you've got the scales right here, and then these crocodile-like osteoderms, and then the fish fins on the back and the tail. Then you've got these two arms, which aren't articulated. They also really don't have a lot of detailing to them. Then you've got the head right here with the long snout, and then only 6 teeth inside. Then you've got the lines on the underbelly right here. As for the paint job, it's pretty movie accurate, though from what I remember, Cretaceous was a bit darker than this. So, why is this figure kind of a disappointment? For one, the quality of the plastic, especially in the arms, the snout, and the tail. It's made of a pretty brittle plastic, so if I were to put a lot of force into bending it, it would probably snap off. The second most disappointing part about this is the seams around the face. You can see it really takes away from the look of the figure. The reason why the jaws are a different piece from the rest of the body is because they're part of an action feature where you push down on the fin and then he opens its jaws. If you want to even call it an action feature, he barely moves his jaws at all, so that makes this action feature completely pointless. What I prefer for them to do is that they remove this action feature so those ugly seams won't be there, and then they have the mouth in a closed position so it'll be easier to sculpt the teeth. But this is still a decent toy, but some features of it could have been better. Maelstrom, on the other hand, is far from disappointing. It's a fantastic toy, the best of the set. First, let's talk about the quality. The plastic quality, to be specific. So here I have the hard plastic, very sturdy. It seems like it will survive playtimes with kids, and there's rubber on this. See, the head is made out of rubber, so are the spikes, the tail, and all 4 flippers. Which is definitely something that should have been done with Cretaceous. So the movie accuracy is something Mattel absolutely nailed. See, the proportions, the paint job, and the detailing, all movie accurate to how Maelstrom appeared in Ice Age the Meltdown. See, you got the head right here, going down the body. See, it looks amazing. Here we have the other side. And I also like these spikes. They remind me of those outdated depictions of mosasaurs. Then you've got the sea turtle-like flippers right here. Though the rear flippers do seem significantly smaller than the front ones, I feel like they should have been the same size. Then you got the underbelly, which is smooth, something that's pretty consistent with prehistoric animal toys. Then you've got a hole on the bottom, which I'll explain about later. So yeah, that's about it I have to say for Maelstrom. The reason why these three figures have holes on the bottom is so they can go on the peg on the ice slider, which is just a translucent blue ice with two plastic wheels and a large metal ball. So let's see how Scrat goes on the ice. So yeah, he stays pretty well. So there he is on the ice slider. Let's see how Cretaceous works, though he doesn't really stick that well to it. Okay, there it is right here. You can see, yeah, he's pretty wobbly on it. This really isn't my favorite action feature of all time, but I guess that the younger kids will enjoy it. Since Cretaceous is an Ichthyosaur and Maelstrom is a Pliosaur, let's bring out their real counterparts. Here is the Safari Ltd Ichthyosaurus, which is an accurate Ichthyosaur, and the Safari Ltd Liopleurodon, which is an accurate Pliosaur model. And you can see, these designs are so heavily stylized that they just barely resemble the animals they're supposed to be. The only Pliosaur features I see on Maelstrom is the big body, the short tail, and the foreflippers. The only Ichthyosaur features I see on Cretaceous is the streamlined body and the long snout. This is a fun comparison, as this Schleich seems to be a mix of these two Ice Age reptiles. It has the big upper body and teal coloration of Maelstrom, and the streamlined body and long snout of Cretaceous. Now here are the Burger King toys. For Maelstrom, they both look great, but I much prefer the Mattel version. For Cretaceous, the Mattel one does have better proportions, and it doesn't come with this stupid little ice base, but this one has a more movie accurate head sculpt and paint job, and the plastic quality is just better. Last but not least, here is Cretaceous and Maelstrom next to the collecting mini Xiphactinus. Xiphactinus should be able to easily outswim these two reptiles. Well, there you have it guys. This is my review on the Mattel Ice Age 2 Cretaceous and Pal set. I do recommend you guys getting this cool set, whether it's new condition or loose. Not a huge fan of the ice slider feature. Scrat looks pretty nice, Cretaceous has flaws but still overall good, and Maelstrom is fantastic, the highlight of the set. I'll give Cretaceous a 6 out of 10 and Maelstrom a 10 out of 10. If you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comment section of what you think of this Ice Age set.